So I'm assuming if you're here, you want to look at a bunch of records, but not listen to a bunch of bullshit. This is what's been dominating my turntable lately. This is the Concerto Grosso per I Neutrals, original Italian pressing on the Cetra label. Absolutely fantastic. Hard, progressive, orchestral, Italian progressive LP. This is a soundtrack to a movie called La Vittima Designata. The music is composed by the great Italian composer Luis Bacalov, performed by the Neutrals. Just killer, absolutely killer. Concerto Grosso per I Neutrals. This is original UK pressing of the second solo record from Robert Wyatt, entitled Rock Bottom. Just absolutely excellent. As you can imagine, features a number of Canterbury alum all over this record. Richard Sinclair, Hugh Hopper, Fred Frith, Mike Oldfield. Absolutely excellent. Produced by Nick Mason of Pink Floyd. Rock Bottom from Robert Wyatt. Original UK pressing. This is UK Vertigo pressing, Spaceship pressing of the first Gentle Giant LP. So not a swirl, unfortunately, but just gorgeous shape, great progressive LP from Gentle Giant, again, UK Spaceship pressing of their first LP. From 1970. Oop. That could have been disastrous. Here is a first American pressing of a great early American hard rock trio called Bang on Capitol or EMI. Great sort of proto-metal LP. I want to get the year right because I don't remember off the top of my head. But I want to say probably 71 or something like that. Anyways, original American pressing of the first LP from Bang. This is a 2016 reissue of a soundtrack to the Lucio Fulci Conan ripoff Conquest. The music's composed by Claudio Simonetti of Goblin. I love this kind of movie. I love this kind of soundtrack. Just great, moody 80s electronics. This is reissued on Rust Blade Records. Only 499 copies on this clear, smoky swirl type vinyl. If you're a fan of Lucio Fulci, Goblin, moody 80s electronic soundtracks, then this is right up your alley. Pulled this out for a spin. Hadn't listened to it in a while. Killer. This is an original Columbia 2i pressing of Monk's Dream, the Thelonious Monk Quartet. Just killer. I was trying to decide which Monk to listen to recently, and I opted for this one. Absolutely fantastic. American pressing of this LP from 1963. Monk's Dream, Thelonious Monk Quartet. Columbia 2i, original American pressing. This is an interesting record out of Ravi Shankar's catalog called Transmigration Macabre. It's actually the soundtrack to an British art film entitled Viola, which I've never seen, don't know much about. Yeah, but it's killer. This is an original UK pressing on a label entitled Spark. I'll show you the record label because it's pretty cool. Spark, Ravi Shankar, Transmigration Macabre, from 1973. Been wanting to listen to my copy of the Mandrake Memorial's first LP, so I pulled it out on Poppy Records. This is an American first pressing of this LP. Really, really good American psych. Again, on the Poppy label, first American pressing. I don't know, 68, 69, I'm not quite sure. I was in the mood for some post-punk stuff, punk stuff, whatever. This is the original UK pressing of the first Buzzcocks LP, Another Music in a Different Kitchen. Just killer. Love the Buzzcocks. On United Artists from 1978. Again, original UK pressing of the first Buzzcocks LP. Was in the mood for some good fusion-y jazz, so I pulled out my copy of Mike Knock, Magic Mansions, produced by Teo Macero from 1977. Features Charlie Mariano on Lori. This is an original UK pressing of this LP. Really, really good. From I think I said 1977. Mike Knock, Magic Mansions. Fantastic jazz fusion LP. Recommended if you dig this kind of stuff. Canterbury shit doesn't stay off of my turntable for long, so I pulled out my copy of The Civil Surface from Egg, original UK pressing of this record, which I believe dates from 1974. On Caroline. Just killer. Love Egg. I prefer the Polite Force to this one, but this one is great. Hadn't listened to it in a while, so pulled it out. Egg, the Civil Surface. So, I don't know, these guys are just, I love this band. One of my favorites probably of all time. This is an original UK pressing of Under the Sun from Nucleus. Obviously features Ian Carr. These guys are just amazing. On Vertigo, 1974 originals feature the Spaceship label. Just killer again. Jazz funk, fusion stuff. Someday I aspire to have originals of all of their records. Unfortunately, I only have 4 of them, but to dream. Nucleus, Under the Sun from 1974, original UK pressing. This is a reissue, 2017 reissue of an Italian library LP entitled Sestetto by Dino Piatta and Oscar Valdambrini. 10 Situazioni on the Sonor Music Editions label. This is a freaking great Italian jazz library LP. Mellow, funky, just fabulous. There's one turd track on here. It's the opener on side B. It's like a Slavic folk number that just does not fit with the rest of the record, but barring that, this thing is absolutely killer. Highly recommended. Reissue Italian library jazz LP on Sonor Music Editions. Pulled out my copy of The Charlatans. This is an original UK pressing of this LP. Charlatans were a San Francisco era band, kind of like the original San Francisco band before Jefferson Airplane, before the Grateful Dead, before Moby Grape. There was the Charlatans. This is a fantastic, fantastic LP on Philips. Again, original US pressing of this. I love this record, top to bottom, except they do a cover of Folsom Prison Blues on here, you know, which I like that song, but I wish it wasn't on this record. But barring that track, this thing is just freaking killer. The Charlatans, I want to say this is from, I don't know, 67 maybe, 66, I'm not exactly sure. San Francisco band, the Charlatans. One little subgenre that I love to collect are biker soundtracks, and so I pulled out my copy of Cycle Savages on American International Records. Another, you know, biker exploitation flick. This one starring Bruce Dern. Another American original pressing. This has got some cool tracks on it. Features the band The Orphan Egg. It also features, let's see, they have 4 tracks on here from The Orphan Egg, and 2 tracks from the Boston Tea Party, as well as some original tunes, some of which are good, some of which aren't so good. You know, not all biker soundtracks are good. This one's killer. There's 1 or 2 clunker tracks on here, but yeah, this thing's freaking awesome. Original American pressing of the Cycle Savages on American International. Was listening to my copy of The Marble Index from Nico, another really, really good record from her. This one, I believe, dates from 74, maybe? I don't remember. Yeah, I rarely do any sort of research before I present these records, but whatever. This is an original Belgian pressing of this LP. All tracks composed by Nico, but the arrangements by John Cale. I don't know about any of the rest of you, but anything that John Cale puts his finger on is something that I want to have. So, yeah. Original Belgian pressing of the Marble Index from Nico. Listening to my original American pressing of Spirit of Eden from Talk Talk. This record is just so unbelievably good. Just so beautiful and layered and textured and just freaking amazing. Easily, well, I don't want to say easily, but yeah, pretty much easily probably my favorite record from Talk Talk. So good. From top to bottom, this thing is just killer. And got a little hole punch in it there, whatever, but yeah, it just adds to the character. Spirit of Eden, original UK pressing from 1988 from Talk Talk. Pulled out my original American pressing of Link Wray's LP on Polydor with the die-cut profile cover Unipack LP. This thing's not really a secret anymore. I think most people know about this record by now. Really, really good. Sounds a lot like, you know, Roots Americana. Fantastic. Recorded in just like a shack on his property, I think. Killer record. Link Wray on Polydor. This is a nice companion piece for that record. Pulled out my American original of Gene Clark's No Other from 1974 on Elektra. Really, really good record from Gene Clark. I love this picture of him in his frickin' 70s garb. That's what cocaine will make you wear. Asylum, Elektra, Gene Clark, No Other. Killer American original pressing. Here's another American original mono pressing of the Superfine Dandelion on Mainstream. These guys are right out of my neck of the woods here in Arizona. I believe they were from Scottsdale, Arizona. Really nice Birds-esque psychedelic record on Mainstream. I don't know the year, 66, 67, something like that, 68 maybe, I don't know. Again, original mono pressing on Mainstream of the Superfine Dandelion. There's so many great soundtracks out there. This one is one of my all-time favorites on one of my all-time favorite labels. Easy Tempo. I've talked about Easy Tempo many times in the past. You can't go wrong with Easy Tempo. Piero Piccioni is the composer of this. Again, reissue on Easy Tempo of a soundtrack to a film by Radley Metzger entitled Camille 2000, based on the novel by Alexandre Dumas Fils. Alexander Dumas's son. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended. Back in the early 2000s, late 1990s, when I was really getting into soundtracks and stuff like that, this is one of the first ones that I came across. This and Vampiros Lesbos were really two of the soundtracks that just made me flip out over the possibilities of what a soundtrack LP could be. I'm sorry, I apologize. I just realized I rolled off a bunch of bullshit. Let me back off. Here's a original UK pressing of the solo LP from the bassist for the Stranglers, Euroman Cometh, J.J. Burnell. Excellent post-punk LP from him on United Artists from 1979. Recommended listen. Euroman Cometh, J.J. Burnell. This is an original American pressing of Ennio Morricone's soundtrack to Dario Argento's film The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This is the kind of thing that I just absolutely love. A great confluence of all kinds of things that I greatly admire. The music of Ennio Morricone, the films of Dario Argento. Again, it's so easy to slip into this realm of bullshit, but I did it again. Again, American original on Capitol. Ennio Morricone's soundtrack to the Dario Argento film, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. There was a great film called Wild in the Streets, teen exploitation flick. In it, the President of the United States gets elected, a guy named Max Frost, by a bunch of teenagers when they lower the voting age. Max Frost in the film is a rock star. His band is Max Frost and the Troopers. So this is a toss-off, exploito, cheapy LP of that band. Mike Curb, of course, had his hands all over this. Original US pressing on Tower. The Shape of Things to Come was the hit single from this film, and that's the title of the LP. Again, original American pressing on Tower, but I love this kind of stuff. Max Frost and the Troopers, fictional band, and their fictional LP, Shape of Things to Come. Original American pressing. This is an original UK pressing of the first Pentangle LP. This is one of my favorite album covers of all time. I love this LP cover. And this is just a great LP. I love Pentangle. I mean, just features some amazing musicians. Bert Jansch, John Renbourn, Danny Thompson. Killer UK original on Transatlantic. Let me just show you the label on this because it's awesome. Transatlantic Records from 1968. UK original pressing of the first Pentangle LP. This is a recent reissue on Death Waltz of another Italian exploito, cheapy, La Bestia nello Spazio, or The Beast in Space. Yeah, Polish or Czech filmmaker Walerian Borowczyk made a film called La Bestia, or The Beast, sort of a sexploitation flick. This is a takeoff of that set in space. Gatefold, I can't show you the gatefold because it features a fawn with a huge erection, and I don't want to get freaking dinged or anything like that. This is on red vinyl. Just a killer electronic score by Marcello Giombini. Highly recommended. La Bestia nello Spazio, The Beast in Space reissue on Death Waltz. Killer. Last but not least, pulled out my copy of the second LP from the Chameleons, What Does Anything Mean? Basically on Static Records from 1985. I just absolutely love the Chameleons. Gatefold, again, as I said, original UK pressing. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful LP. Love the Chameleons. All records, no bullshit.